Drone surveying equipment is a powerful tool in any construction company's arsenal, helping capture more robust and actionable insights that drive measurable value throughout a project. But that doesn't mean their use is without its challenges. For Cougar Companies, it sometimes means taking on Mother Nature herself. At Bermuda Lakes RV Park, a site right in Cougar's backyard, Florida weather is making itself felt. After a string of tropical storms and hurricanes over the last several months, and the rain that comes alongside them, standing water that can impact the ability of LiDAR to accurately collect data has been a key concern. Fill amounts have to be accurate, or the entire project's success is put at risk. Will Cougar adapt to the challenge and find a unique way to deliver in the face of factors outside the company's control?
I'm Adam Murphy with Cougar Companies. I'm the Director of Technology here. We're at Big Corkscrew Island Regional Park, and this is park in progress. We've done 90% of the work out here, and we're going to get some progress reports today.
This project incorporates sports fields of all types. It incorporates the relocation of a canal and the reshaping of a 10-acre lake with some soil exchange. Cougar Companies have been around since the mid-60s. We originated in Detroit, Michigan. My grandfather ran it and owned it up there, and my dad worked for him. They got to the point where weather was getting a little bit too cold, so him and my mom decided to move south. The hospital had just started in Fort Myers, so Dad pulled in there and pulled the core drill out of the trunk of his Buick and started asking MEP contractors, who needs a hole? We decided to implement drones as soon as we decided to implement a technology director in Adam. We knew that if we wanted to be competitive going forward in this market, we have to have the most data. And in order to do that, you have to have technology.
So today we're going to be setting up our base station and then doing a drone flight to collect some as-built data for this job. We'd like to figure out how much dirt we've brought in so far on this job site and make sure that there's not any outstanding dirt that we need to bring in. We're also going to be collecting as-built data on the sidewalks and curbs and on the asphalt out here.
Is that the takeoff location?
It's probably going to be the takeoff location. I mean, the only other spot will be out on the asphalt. On a project like this, today especially, we're going to be encountering some issues. There are a lot of people out here. There's a lot of extra equipment moving around, and weather is typically an issue here. Luckily, we're heading into the dry season, but we did just in the last week have a tropical storm come through where we had probably 8 inches of rain here. So at any point in time, there could be a storm. It's a little bit windier than we discussed this morning. We were first talking about it. Probably up about 17, 18 miles an hour right now, which is well within the drone's capabilities, but it's just a little windy, a little sporty for sure.
It'll chew up some battery and lessen the flight duration, but it's more than capable of handling this kind of wind. The mission is about 70 minutes long, and the beauty of this is he's only going to be able to fly about 15, 18 minutes with this wind. He can take it out of waypoint mode and fly it back to here, land it, and then put a fresh battery in it, put it back up in the air and put it in waypoint mode, and it will start where it stopped and finish the mission. So when he's done flying today, he'll have one data set instead of having 3 or 4. For the guy back in the office that's processing the data, that's a big deal.
Flight went well. It was a little windy, so we weren't able to fly for the full battery life, but that's okay. We were able to get about 18 minutes of flight, which is pretty decent with this wind. Our flight for tomorrow is a job site that's probably a quarter of the way done, so it's a much more preliminary phase, much earlier in the project. We've already collected data before we touch the job site, right after clearing, so this flight tomorrow will actually be a third flight on this site after we've installed utility pipes which generates more material on the job site. So we're gonna find out how much more material we've generated and then how much more we owe the site. Weather is definitely looking like an issue tomorrow, so we're gonna try and get out there early at first daylight and fly before it gets too windy. It's a little windy today, but it's gonna be uncomfortably windy tomorrow at some point, so we're gonna try and get it done early.